Greetings dear learners, this is Dr. Steffi, Assistant Professor, PG and Research Department of Microbiology, Kaveri College for Women, Autonomous, Trichy. In this module, we will be discussing about the three kingdom system of classification in detail. Now, let us see what is classification. Classification is the arrangement of organisms into taxonomic groups known as taxa on the basis of similarities or relationship. Closely related organisms are placed in the same taxon. Organisms are categorized into larger groups based on their similarities and differences. The classification of living organisms is a complex and controversial subject because of the different taxonomic classification schemes available at different times. In this slide, you can see two types of classification. One was given by Linnaeus and one was given by Ernst Haeckel. Linnaeus classified into two kingdoms, namely Plantae and Animalia, whereas Ernst Haeckel classified it as three kingdoms, namely Protista, Plantae and Animalia. Now let us discuss about Ernst Haeckel. He was born in 16th February 1834. So he was a zoologist, an accomplished artist and an illustrator, and later he became a professor of comparative anatomy. Although Haeckel's ideas are important to the history of evolutionary theory, he was a competent invertebrate anatomist, most famous for his work on radiolaria. Now let us see about the three kingdom system of classification. Ernst Haeckel introduced the three kingdom classification system in 1860s and produced third kingdom Protista for that organisms which have character of both plants and animals. All the organisms which create problem in classification are included in the kingdom Protista. So he classifies all living organisms into three kingdoms, namely the kingdom Plantae, kingdom Animalia and kingdom Protista. Now let us discuss about kingdom Protista. The kingdom Protista includes organisms which has a character of both plants and animals. And the examples include slime molds, amoeba, euglena, dinoflagellate, paramecium, diatom and microalgae. Remember, the Protista are eukaryotic and unicellular organisms. Now let us discuss about the kingdom Plantae. Kingdom Plantae are autotrophs. Auto means self and tropy means taking food. Autotrophs are those organisms that make their food by themselves by the process of photosynthesis or by means of nitrogen fixation. They are able to make their food by combining inorganic compounds like CO2, H2O and light, and they convert it into organic compounds like glucose. These organisms are almost of all types, which includes plants, fungi, algae and cyanobacteria. In kingdom Plantae, we have two types, that is the non-vascular plants and the vascular plants. Liverworts, hornworts, mosses comes under the non-vascular plants, and in vascular plants it is of two types, spore producing and seed producing. The spore producing plants are divided into club mosses, horsetails and ferns, whereas the seed producing plants are divided into non-flowering plants and flowering plants. The non-flowering plants are further divided into conifers, cycads and ginkgo. The flowering plants are divided into plants with one seed and plants with two seeds. Now let us see about the kingdom Animalia. These are organisms which cannot prepare their own food and they are known as heterotrophs. Hetero means other, tropy means taking food. They prepare their food from autotrophs in the form of leaves, grafts and meat, and they are placed in kingdom Animalia. These organisms are almost all types of animals including humans. Now let us have a small recap. The three kingdom system of classification was based on the following characters, which includes the morphological complexity, organization level of the body like cellular level, tissue level and organ level, division of labor differ among the cells, tissues, organs, and mode of nutrition. Kingdom Animalia was composed of all animals that are eukaryotic and heterotrophic organisms, whereas Kingdom Plantae was consisted of all eukaryotic autotrophic organisms. Finally, Kingdom Protista include all the microorganisms that are either autotrophic or heterotrophic. So, dear viewers, thank you for your patience listening, and we will meet up soon in the next module.